Hey, folks, good morning. Good morning. Welcome again. Hey, listen, I want to share with you what I believe to be some of the most important levels of leadership that you will ever know and achieve. Now, I got to remember that the camera's over there, not over there. I got to reverse. Anyway, so we're going to talk real quick. I want to share with you the 5 levels of leadership that John C. Maxwell wrote a book about, the 5 levels of leadership. Incredible book. I'll tell you what, I want to encourage everyone to look at that, to read that book, to understand that. If you're in a position of influence whatsoever, if you are a leader of people, if you're a leader of a community, if you're a leader of your family, I want you to get that book. I want you to understand that book because it breaks down the dynamics of what each level of leadership is. And then after that, I'm going to share with you what I believe to be the most important 2 levels of leadership that I tacked on to John's 5. Okay, that's why I call this the 7 levels of leadership. So if you're ready and I'm ready, let's get started, okay? So when we talk about the 5 levels of leadership that John speaks about, the very first level of leadership that you will experience will be when you get that first position as a manager, as a supervisor. When you get that positional leadership role. Position leadership, this is where it's in relationship to the rights aspect of it. In other words, there's certain things that you have rights to as a leader in that position. Now, people will follow you in the positional level because they have to. Okay, these are people they have to follow you. You've not won their trust. You've not won them over. They don't know you very well. Maybe you've never developed that level. They might even know you too well, unfortunately, and you may be stuck at that positional leader. In other words, people will follow you because they have to, not because they want to. Okay, so that's the first level. And like I said, we're going to go through these, and I want to share with you. And right off the bat, if you want to know more about this, if you want to understand what the 5 levels, the 7 levels are, according to the wonderful world of Jay and JKG Consultants, then have me come in. Let's get in touch. I can come in and speak and teach on this, as well as coach you and your leaders to get to that next level of leadership. What does that look like, and how do you get there? That's the thing. All right, so the next level that John speaks about is the permission level. This is where relationships start building up, okay? People start following you as their leader because they want to. They want to. You've developed that relationship. How do you do that? Well, you learn to listen to them. You look for things. You're very observable. And you're learning. You walk slowly through the crowd. You listen, you look, you learn. And you develop that relationship. A supervisor who stays at his desk in his office, holed up, and the only time you ever see him is when he's going to the restroom, to the coffee machine, or he's going to yell at somebody, okay? That is not a true leader. I don't care how many years you've been there. If that is your approach to leadership and you don't really make that connection with your team members, you'll always remain a positional leader. You want to go beyond that. So permission is they give you permission to lead them. Now remember this also, my friends. If you're in that leadership role, you are in a position to lead. They are in a position to ensure that they are led well. So while you may be evaluating them, they are evaluating too. In other words, they want to know, can I trust this person? Does this person like me? And do they care about me? Do they have my best interests at heart as a member of the team? Remember, no organization has ever succeeded without people. So you've got to learn this part here, the relationship levels. That's level number 2. Level number 3, production, the production level. This is where you've shown results. You've got proven track record that you can succeed. You have experience and track record of the things that you're leading and guiding them and instructing them to do, that you've actually proven these things can be successful in your own experiences. And they know about this. They know about this. People find out a lot about you as a leader. Okay, this is things that you've done for that organization, or by reputation, what you've done for another organization. Okay, how well did you do in another place? Did you make it successful? Was the turnovers low? Was the profits high? Okay, so this is production level. Number 4, the 4th level of John's 5 levels of leadership Okay. And like I say, if you want to know more about all these 5 levels and you want the instructions, you want the coaching, you want the training on it, you want the assessments of this into your organization, into your own leadership. Okay. How do you go from where you are to where you want to be as a leader? Okay. Contact me at j@jkgconsultants.com. Okay. So the 4th level is people development. This is where you're reproducing. You're not just reproducing employees, you're reproducing leaders. That's one of the things I loved about my military careers. It gave me the opportunity not only to develop as a leader, serve as a leader, become a better leader, but it also gave me the opportunity to develop leaders. I wasn't developing soldiers, I was developing leaders. As a leadership course instructor for the senior leadership course instructor in the Army, it used to be called ANOC, Advanced Non-Commissioned Officer Course, and Basic Non-Commissioned Officer Course. It's all combined now. But the senior leadership course, I was able to teach and guide and lead leaders that they may lead others well, but even more importantly, they can lead themselves well. This is one of the most, I think level 4, when you get to that level, that's when you start getting a lot of the return, that return on your investment in them. So people will follow you because of what you've done for them. What you've done for them. Are you developing? Are you helping them? Are you helping them succeed in life and in their roles with your organization? And are you helping them to get to that next level? That's one thing I always encourage every leader. You should be on the course of not just working yourself out of position, but work yourself into a better position by developing other people to take over your position. Find that person and start developing a mentor. Okay, finally, the 5th level of John's 5 levels of leadership is called the pinnacle level. The pinnacle. This is the top. This is where you have gained incredible respect. Okay, people follow you because of who you are and what you represent. Remember this, my friends, the law of attraction will tell you that we attract who we are. Not what we want, not what we are, but we attract people based upon who we are. Think about that. Your personality, communication styles, your likes and dislikes. Think of the 5 people around you. They probably have similar traits. Well, a pinnacle leader will attract people to them. It's the law of attraction. And you've gained the greatest level of respect. This is a level where John Maxwell has reached. This is a level where my mentor Mark Cole has reached. This is a level that national leaders reach. Okay, so pinnacle. Now, while we have time for a few moments, I'll try to keep this in 10 minutes. Let's see, I'm doing good. Okay, the next 2 minutes. I believe that the most important, and maybe the most vital of all leadership levels, I talked to you about the professional aspect of it in the workplace, okay, in the organizational leadership. I want to talk to you now about 2 other levels that I believe are most important because you carry these with you wherever you go. The first one is personal leadership. I was going to say that for last, but I want to hit that first. Personal leadership. This is, are you leading yourself well? Are you leading yourself well? Before you can lead others, you've got to first lead yourself. You got to be a person that walks the talk, walks that talk. Some people are just talking the talk, but they're not walking that talk. Are you walking your talk? Have you shown where you deserve a position of leadership with others? The way you do that is you got to lead yourself well. Here's what I like to tell people. No matter where you go, you always bring you with you. In an organization as a leader, you bring you with you. If you're angry at work, chances are you're probably angry at home, angry in the community, angry with your family. But if you're a connector, if you learn how to make those connections, I have a program I've taught on becoming a master connector of people. If you're a connector in your workplace and in your community, then chances are you're probably a pretty good connector in your private life as well. So personal leadership is probably the most important. And then finally, peer leadership. How do others around you see you? Do they see you as someone they would follow if you were given the position of leadership? In the military, we operate on a meritocracy system. Okay, you have to have the points, you have to have the time in service, you have to have the rank, you have to have proven abilities, you have to have proven knowledge and experience, you have to be technically and tactically proficient in the field you want to go into and the level you want to go to. But you've proven that because of the reports made by your leadership, but also your peers. Because I've seen a lot of people get into that position of leadership in the military and in the corporate world that while they were great with their people, they weren't really great at being a leader. Why? Because they didn't know how to lead among their peers. Sure, they were friendly, they were buddies, we'd shoot the bull all the time, like we all should have a relationship with our team members. But when you get into position, there's certain things you have to do. There's lines you should not be crossing. And so what happens is when you decide, okay, I can no longer behave that way, well, they knew you that way. Now they've got to learn you in a new way. And it may not be what they appreciate. They may not follow you. So wherever you go, you bring you with you. So among your peers, you should lead them in such a way with your influence that you would do so if you were the person in charge. And people will follow you. You want people that will commit to you, not just compliant. In the positional leader, people follow you because they have to. That's a compliance level. But in the permission and production level and the other aboves in the organization, people will follow you because they want to, because you've proven yourself, because you have done things for them in the organization, because you've done so much that they have incredible respect for you. Okay, they will commit to you. See, as a leader, you want people to commit, not just be compliant. Committed people will comply to a greater degree, but compliant people will comply to the standard, just enough to keep from getting fired. So my friends, that's my 7 levels of leadership. I hope you are able to learn, to grow from this. If you want to learn more about this, you want this to come into your organization, and I will teach on the personal, peer, the position, permission, production, people development, and the pinnacle levels of leadership. I believe to lead others, you first must lead yourself well. That's why with John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership, I always speak and teach and coach on the other 2 levels. Because if you don't get master those 2 levels, the personal and the peer leadership, how are you ever going to be a great leader on the positional level starting off? Okay, we want to work on that. So I work with leaders to help them in their professional plus their personal development. And the 2 actually do go together. They're not separate. They go together. And that's the way I teach. That's the way I coach. All right, my friends, go to jay@jkgconsultants.com to email me. Go to the website, jkgconsultants.com. Check out what we have for you and reach out to us. Sign up for our emails and newsletters. We do not spam. We do not send you a bunch of useless emails. In fact, you'll see the last blog was probably a month ago or something like that. So go in there, check that out. But whenever we have events coming up, we'll post those, see what we do, see what we have to offer you, and let's lead well, my friends. Okay, because people need us to be leaders. Okay, not just managers, supervisors, or bosses. All right, God bless you. We'll talk to you later. Leave your comments down below. Bye-bye.